Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grottu Orloff channel, episode 8 of the Dr. Grottu Orloff show. Well, back in episode 4, which was yesterday afternoon, I was telling you the story about how a lot of these comic book stores deal more than 50% in things other than comic books, because most people today don't read. And I was telling the story of how I was in a comic store a few miles that way in Grand Prairie, looking through the old comics, and a young guy comes over to me, early teens. And he says, "You read those?" And I said, "Yeah, I read them." And he says, "Oh, I don't like reading for nothing." And I'm thinking to myself, dumbass, you're in a bookstore. But, he was there for the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and everything. It's a store in Grand Prairie called Cosmic Comics. It's in an old 7-Eleven or Stop and Go or something. Probably it was a 7-Eleven. Anyway, it still has the freezers where the beer would be. But inside the freezers are boxes of cards and stuff. And statues. I don't know what's in there. But it's a local comic store that I've been going to for since the 80s, when it was in another location. And the guy that runs it, Mike, is a really great guy. I mean, he's the founder. I think his daughter really runs it now, and he's only there 2 days a week. He's there on Wednesdays for New Comics Day, and I think he said on Sunday. Well, anyway, I was telling this story. I had just uploaded this video to the wonderful YouTube. And right when I'm watching my video playback to see how asinine I sound and how fat I look, and right as I say, I was in a store in Grand Prairie. I'm watching YouTube on my phone, right? And all of a sudden the screen goes black and it says "Incoming call, Grand Prairie," and it was the owner of Cosmic Comics calling me right when I was talking about him on YouTube. Very surreal. And he was calling and telling me that a magazine that I had subscribed to through him had come in. And I must have done this back May. I don't know. I was in there, and his daughter was in there running the shop, and I saw this cool magazine out. There was one copy there. And I said, "Well, this is amazing." And she says, "Yeah, someone ordered it, and they didn't come pick it up, so we put it out." So she said, "Would you like to subscribe to it?" And I said, "Yeah." And I guess another issue hasn't come out until now. See, they've saved it for me. And it's called Retro Fan. Right? And of course, I don't really like the term retro, but what can you do? That's the term that people seem to like for all the shit that Grottu likes. So the previous issue was really cool. So anyway, they put my number down, and he wound up calling me yesterday. Yesterday I thought it was Thursday, but it was New Comics Day, and they had all the comics laid out, and I said, "Well, what's good now? I don't know much about the new comics." And he says, "Well, the Batman titles are selling really well, and all this Joker stuff." And he said, "Look at these cool, all the Marvel titles that came out yesterday have these great Alex Ross covers. There's not even a title on it. Like the Doctor Strange comic is just a painting of Doctor Strange. Iron Man is a painting of... It's gorgeous." At first I thought they were all variant covers for like the same comic. But no, they have different insides at least. But, they're all in the middle of a... It would be cool to get all of those and have them on the wall. But, what does a comic cost now? $5? I don't even know. I should have gotten some of them. Some of them sold out right while I was there, because I said, "Yeah, I'll be right over." And so I went over to get my copy of Retro Fan. I'm going to get it out of the bag here and show it to you. Retro Fan. And this is issue number 10 for September 2020. Actually, should this have been out a while ago? September 2020. Maybe they're a little bit behind because of the horrible pandemic. Again, I always open up magazines from the back. I don't know if you do that too. Yeah, the one I got must have been this one with that shitty 1970s TV movie, Captain America. So I haven't missed an issue. The earlier issues look like this. Looks like the first one has Quentin Collins on it. That's cool. Wait. 10. Oh, these are all in crazy order. Oh, okay. What? Okay, so it's 1 through 5, 6 through 10, and then that's the next issue that's coming out. So I guess they'll call me in about 4 months. God damn. I look like there's pictures of Hunter Biden when he's all on crack. It's because I'm trying to grow this beard back in. Those pictures are all over the internet, and YouTube is taking all these people that I love. Like Edge of Wonder got taken down this afternoon. You know, those two guys talk about conspiracy theories. All these people that it's getting to be like, seriously, it's getting to be like Soviet Russia, the way Russia used to be, and China. They're starting to censor people that are saying things bad about the rival to Trump. I won't even say his name. But anyway, let's see what's in here. Oh, Stuckey's. What a great place. Stuckey's, in the old days when you drive down the highway on a vacation, there'd be these places called Stuckey's. And they were, you'd stop and it was just a place to eat. But before you got to eat, you had to go through this whole room of the most amazing toys. It was like Archie McPhee. It was all that kind of weird shit. Remember those little birds that would dip their beak in the water, and in their tail they had like some kind of red fluid? It was probably mercury, something horribly toxic. But, you know, the little Goonie birds, you got to be old to know what I'm talking about. They had all that kind of stuff. It was kind of like, if you ever got a Cracker Barrel, that's kind of like an old person's version of it. You got to go through all the little store with all the hometown goodies, you know, and then you go into where you eat. Well, Stuckey's was like that, but it was a tourist trap, is what my father called them. And that got me thinking, you know, I was talking to him in another video about Holiday Inns and old motels. When you'd stop in them in the 70s and you'd go in, it was just such a great experience. The smell and the hum of the window air conditioning unit. It was, and the cools, the air from the air. I still love window air conditioning units. I prefer it to central air because it's so, there's something about the hum, and it's so cold. And I remember going in Sears type stores when I was a little kid, and they'd have the air conditioning units on display, and they'd have little streamers tied to you'd see how they would shoot straight out, the streamers that were tied to the air conditioning vents to show how the cool air just blasts out at you. And then you were in a foreign area. You were traveling from one place to another, so you no longer had the TV stations that you were used to where you were living. You were going off on a vacation, or maybe you're moving from one place to another. So you'd be able to turn on the TV, and there'd be a show you'd never seen in your life that maybe you'd heard of, but you'd never seen. Like when I was in second grade, The Munsters was on. It came on in Hampton, Virginia, so I was exposed to that for the first time in my life. And every night I would dream about someday being a vampire and sleeping in a coffin, and then I'd have a vampire wife in the next coffin. And it was just this, I just had this fantasy of being a vampire at age 7. So, but they only played The Munsters. So I'd go somewhere else. They'd have the Addams Family on. I'd heard of the Addams Family. My older brothers had told me about it, but I'd never seen it, about how Gomez would stage train wrecks. And it just sounded too good to be true. And I got to see an episode of that. And they'd have other shows. Some shows would be the same as what I'm used to, like the New Zoo Review. But then they'd have weird shows that you hadn't seen, like maybe Calvin and the Colonel, weird cartoons that were a little more obscure, that they didn't play in Virginia, but they were playing them in Alabama or Georgia. And now everything's on YouTube, so nothing special anymore to the kids of today. Let's see what else is in Retro Fan. Yeah, Holiday Inn. It was just such a great feeling because you got to Oh, and that's when I got crushingly disappointed. I was so into Dennis the Menace as a kid, and I love the panel comic strips by comic panels by Can't Catch 'Em and the comic books, and I was just so into Dennis the Menace. And then when I finally got to see that TV show from the early 60s, it was so bad. It was like, how is this Dennis the Menace? This kid looks like he's 16 years old going, hey, Mr. Wilson, hey, gosh, golly. Dennis the Menace is supposed to be like 5, and this kid's way too old, and he's just obnoxious. And I thought that was very bad casting. Mr. Wilson was well cast, and Dennis the Menace's father and his mother were cast well. I just hated that kid. And he hates Jay North, the actor that played him. He still to this day hates being associated with Dennis the Menace. So I've got a Godzilla article. So and we hate him too. I hated that show. It's just not. It didn't kill my love for Dennis the Menace. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like that show. Okay, so we got looks like stuff about spaghetti westerns. Yeah. The Italian westerns of Sergio Leone. And we've got our Big Daddy Roth article. Excellent. They certainly know. This certainly does seem like a magazine catering to Professor Orloff. Okay, so then we've got what do we got here? Oh, about the fake Jan. Okay, so I guess when the Brady Bunch came back for the Variety Hour, Jan wouldn't come back, so they got a different girl to play Jan. That's all right. That's all right. What do we have here? What is... Oh, this is this is definitely catered to a certain age group, which is almost exactly my age group. People that grew up in the 70s, Saturday morning preview specials. A nostalgia convention coming up in September. This magazine came out late, or something happened. Oh, it looks like we got a Spider-Man article. It looks like the origins of where the Spider-Man character came from. It looks like was what they're up to here. The Spider was a great pulp. I wouldn't say Spider-Man came from that. But, okay. I need this book. I've got to get this book. I've got to ask for that for Christmas if Santa's listening. That looks like a great book. And shit, I want that book too. So tomorrow, oh, it's Tomorrow's Publishing. Okay, an article about the Twist. I've got the poster for Twist All Night. I've got to get that framed. Okay, and it looks like about the presidential election, Pat Paulson running, and then an article about Shaft. Cool. All right, so definitely, shit, I paid $10 for this? No wonder. Yeah, magazines should not be $10. What happened to the world? What else did I pick up? He had just put some new old comics out, so I got Strange Adventures number... Damn. I think that says 225. Where are my reading glasses? They're never here. Yep, yes they are. $1 at Dollar Tree. My glamorous reading glasses. Yes, it's number 225. The Genius of Joe Kubert. Not in very good condition, but certainly good enough to read. I got The Incredible Hulk 121. Not the Man-Thing, but an incredible simulation. The Glob. The Glob thing. Get these off me. We look like a psychopath. I have Tales to Astonish number 63, which I hope I don't already own. Probably I do. But now I have 2 copies if I own it already. I also have, I don't think I've ever seen this in my life. A king size special Daredevil number 1. No, I just don't ever remember seeing this. And it's not a single reprint. And it features pinups. What else did I get? Oh, it's the House of Secrets number 117. I was just talking about these DC horror comics the other day. And why it's Adventure Comics 445. And extra, Aquaman's new headquarters. He found it through Zillow and has just had to buy that new groovy pad for his new digs. And Beowulf number 1. I mean, $3.50. That's cheaper than a new comic. Oh shit! It's got, look at that. It's got. I didn't notice it had some water damage. Yeah, see, they don't board these comics, so you can see the back and see this one, the Aquaman Adventure Comics, doesn't have any damage. He was showing me he just bought a whole giant box, plastic box from someone, some dealer or something that had had a fire, and the comics had gone through a fire. And he was sorting through them while I was there, and they didn't smell. And you know, books that get smoke damage smell forever. These had got not smoke but like soot, and the soot comes off mostly. Well, he was going through and finding some of them, they were just completely covered in soot and not good. He was just throwing them in the trash can. And then some he was, well, some that were readable but not sellable, he was putting them in a box outside the front door, just outside with a sign that said free. But this one actually had a bag and board, so it wasn't damaged by the fire. And it's one of those tower comics. And it shows the horrors of war, as you can see. It has great house ads for Dynamo. Danger is Dynamo's business. Thrill to Thunder's mightiest agent and his own all-new adventure mag. Love those colorists. A little bit, that's not racist at all. Let's see. That's how you cheat when you draw. Oh, yes, they're definitely wanting you to buy their superhero line they're starting, Thunder Agents. And you could get a life-size pinup of Ilya Kuryakin, David McCallum. Yes, indeed. And the monster from outer space, 48 inches, talking. How do they do the talking bit? Please send me blank. You put the number you're going to send off for talking monsters at $1. How the frick can it talk? Maybe it has a little squeaker, or maybe it comes with a record. I don't know. Some 45 RPM record or something. Government surplus stuff. Alright, so that one I got like real cheap. He gave me incredible discounts. But then he was throwing away there were a bunch of 2000 AD Judge Dredd type British magazines, and he was afraid that had kind of smoke damage, soot damage. He was afraid to put them outside for free because he thought there'd be something offensive in them because they were British, and he was afraid some parent would complain. So he was just tossing those in the trash. But let's see, what did I get? Oh, well, this one he gave me for free, but it's, you know, it's been through a fire, but it's, I don't know what the hell it is. The Woodland Adventures of Sue, the Magic Mannequin. This must be a promotional comic. Yeah. Here's another wonderful comic all about me. I'm Sackany Sue from your favorite store. I wonder if Metarog would know about the origins of this, because Metarog, being a genius, is all into these promotional comics. But I got this free because I'm not going to let something like this that he's just going to get rid of. He would have tossed this in the trash can. I'm almost certain. It's got paper dolls. That's not going in the trash can on my watch. And then there was like 5 copies of this, and I salvaged one of them, and then he threw a couple more out in the box when I was leaving after I'd made my purchases. I grabbed a whole bunch more comics that he'd thrown out to give away free, because I can't see, this is a golden age or atomic age comic. I don't mean to make fun of that. I think atomic age is perfectly valid. I think golden age was the 40s, 50s is the atomic age until the silver age starts, you know, what, 57, and the silver age, you know, I completely buy that. The first person I ever heard mention atomic age was Captain Strangelove, and I think he's completely right. But this is a quality comic, and it's from, back to the dollar store glasses. It is from I think I saw 1953 yesterday. It's all this daring do kind of swashbuckling kind of stuff from the era of EC. See how they're kind of imitating EC's lettering style. Buccaneer. And I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. I tried to clean off the soot as best I can, but my fingers are already getting dirty. This one, the cover's off. But I couldn't let it just be blown by the wind in a cardboard box outside a store. I actually had 3 copies of it. You know, Buccaneer. I guess I could have like a real contest where I give away something. But I hate to give away something that's covered that makes your hands dirty. But I'm going to put these in bags so they don't contaminate. And this is a comic he was giving away free. But I'm not going to let any Bronze Age horror comic be thrown away. I mean, it's just, there's, you know, it's not in good shape, but, and it's, see, that's, I got some of the soot off there, but that you can see, it's 50s horror reprints, you know, with great ads. And is that some of the greatest art that you've ever seen in your life, for crying out loud? I mean, just, that's got to be Bill Everett. It's so good. God damn, this stuff is great. It's just so amazing. Okay, that goes here. This was also, I think he gave me this one free. He gave me a bunch of them free. Either that, I don't think he put this one in that box. If he did, yeah, maybe. There's some old Ditko art. Indeed. Yeah, yep. Oh my God. Monsters. It's got an adaptation of Pickman's model. How about that? H.P. Lovecraft. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, look at this ad, man. I go to these garage sales, and there'll be little kids that speak Spanish, and they're so excited about everything. They're going, "Mommy, mira, mira, mira," and so I ought to be saying, "Mira, mira, mira, mira," because they're so excited. And mira, if you don't know, means look in Spanish. Where the fuck is my? Oh, it's still in the box, is it? Oh yeah, I need to ask you guys about something. There was a copy of previews there, and I don't follow new comics, and I was struck by the art on the cover, and I think it's got a crease. So I asked, "Do you have another copy of that?" He says, "Oh, you can have that." But I looked at the art, this Vampirella, just the face, I thought was really cute. And I asked him, do you know who this artist is? And he says it's Jay Lee, and I think I've heard of him. I look, it's really cool, and then I realized, well, these other faces, they're exactly the same face. He knows how to draw one face, and I don't know who this artist is. I know the artist Jay Lee, I've heard of him, but maybe I should do a special episode where I go through the previews and I make fun of the shit and show you what Grottu would buy if he'd won the lottery or something. I think I will do that next. I'll put that there. That is a great idea from Grottu Orloff, always having great ideas. The spur of the moment. I got that free. I got this out of his free box. He left that out for the kids because it had been touched by soot. But, I'm not letting any old gold. It's actually a Whitman variant. Oh my gosh. And Space Family Robinson, Lost in Space, rescued by Grottu Orloff. They're no longer lost in space. Whitman variant. The Occult Files of Dr. Spectre in the days after Gold Key stopped. They got too cheap to hire people to paint the covers, so they just went to line art. It's okay. Another Whitman variant. I bet they all came in I bet all three of those came in the same pack. This was also out there. I'm not letting any fucking freaking gosh darn Bronze Age comic. Yeah, it went through a fire, but Grottu rescues things. Grottu is kind of like the island of misfit toys. I always watched Rudolph and I thought, those are the coolest toys on the island of misfit. Why are they there? Wouldn't any kid love to have those really screwed up toys? This was in the free box. And so was this comic I've never heard of before called Shroud of Mystery. But you can see I tried to get the soot off the best I could, but it's still there. Issue of Ringo Kid also went through the fire. Let's see, in the back, something's bleeded over onto it. Another one, oh, and this one's all folded up, but it's got one of those toy catalogs in it. And sometimes in the Gold Key, they'd have all there's ads in the middle, SSP racers and Smash Up Derby, all this cool stuff. It's just so the kids know what to beg their kids. The kids know what to bug their parents for Christmas. It's a little supplement in the center that shows all the cool toys. Who wants a toothbrush for Christmas? Oh, it's such and a Kinner Give a Show. I have that. It's such a shame what happened to Bill Cosby. Such a great career and all the wonderful things he did, like Fat Albert and I Spy, and now anytime you see him, his whole career is tainted by that shit he did while he was hanging out with Hugh Hefner and afterwards. Just a shame. Oh, and the Electric Company, he was on that too. What a shame. Maybe he was framed. I don't know. Seems like there's a little bit too many people coming forward. This was also given to me free. I showed that to you before. That's a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at the Hulk reading. Oh my gosh. I'll go through these later. It's getting my hands like real dirty. I'll just show you all of them. Beware. I gotta get these in bags and boards. They're just too filthy. I love you. Once they're bagged and boarded, you can kind of see the soot on the back. They'll look good on this rack. And I also rescued this red Sonia. I already have this issue, but I'm not letting this get ruined by rain, even though it's not supposed to rain for... Mainly it's the wind. The wind is blowing real hard, blowing all the leaves from the trees. It's an issue of Little Dot. I rescued Little Dot, and somehow I rescued this, and I didn't even know I picked this up. I don't know what the hell that is. But, you know, it's kind of not good news downstairs, watching YouTube, seeing all these, some of my favorite channels getting canceled, and I need to go down there, and tonight, Biden's having a town hall, and then Trump is having a town hall on NBC, which is the network that hates him, but once loved him because he made them millions, if not billions, with The Apprentice for like 10 years. Now he's coming back. So, and then the Big Brother, we got to see if there's this girl on Big Brother right now that reminds me of Thundra from the Fantastic, you know, the Femazon that joined the Fantastic Four for a while. There's a cup over there. Can you see it? Thundra. Anyways, this is this red-haired, her name is Christmas. And we're going to see if because she's the only person that's not a complete asshole. I mean, she's a slight asshole. But anyway, she's this really strong woman, and she really reminds me of Thundra. And I hope she doesn't get evicted tonight, because I want her to be the final winner when at the end of the Big Brother season. Big Brother, before you think Grottu's an idiot, Grottu's been addicted to it for 20 whatever years. I used to watch it with my late mother, and she passed away, and then I just always watched it afterwards, even when it was a terrible season and I hated everyone on it. It's just something I do. So I'm going to see if, so I've got three things on at the same time I want to see. I want to see Biden, I want to see Trump, boy, my fingers are dirty, and I want to see Thundra or Christmas and see if she gets kicked off. So I guess I've got to, don't have DVR, so I'm going to have to, actually I can watch Big Brother later because we have the CBS All Access app, and then the town halls I'm sure will be saved on YouTube, and we'll probably watch the Trump one live and Biden later. Oh, I'm not used to having my hands this dirty. It drives me crazy. This television has this, it's a Apple TV hooked up to this TV, and it has this great screensaver with all these great comic covers. It just comes with your Apple TV. So if you have an Apple TV, you may want to investigate using this screensaver. Some of the comics they show are definitely not kiddie appropriate. It's they tend, some of them, yeah, like that. So you got to be careful. There are some other ones that have comic book. Oops, I turned off the power strip that controls the TV. So I'm getting ready to go downstairs. All right. Well, it's been great, and I really do enjoy making these videos. And it sounds corny, but anyone out there watching this, if you'd put comments down below the video, that if you're actually watching this, you know, for more than a couple of minutes, because believe it or not, I gotta move this box. I really do consider you guys to be friends with me. If you're watching me talk for long stretches of time, then you must not be that annoyed, because even my wife can't really do that. Let me put this down. Arr, matey. Okay. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to touch anything with my fingers covered in this filthy black soot. Back. Okay. Having to step over treacherous amounts of collectibles. Soon, by the weekend, soon after the weekend is over, all this will be organized. Scout's honor. Except I was never a scout, but Scout's honor. I've got to get this organized. Things are starting to look a little better. So, stay safe.